Hi student, here I am Devasriti to come here to discuss a very basics of supply chain management. Why this topic I am selecting for discussion in my YouTube channel, there remains simple motto as because the supply chain management is a very trendy topic nowadays. But till I noticed that very few students having the awareness about the supply chain management when they join in any of the management courses or they're choosing their specialization. They often select the finance or marketing or sometimes the HR. Again, I have to say the very few of you are having your awareness about the supply chain management, but it is very much interesting and latest trend of our management world. So, my concept is the discussion based on basics of supply chain management, and gradually I will introduce its practice and procedure. Okay, first let me discuss the concept of supply chain. Then we will go to elaborate what is supply chain management. In commerce, supply chain management or supply chain is basically deals with the management of flow of goods and services. It involves the movement and storage of raw materials, work in progress inventory, and finished goods from point of origin to point of consumption. It is interesting that marketing channels here play an important role in supply chain management. Let me clear your concept first. Before an organization tries to focus on supply chain management, its leaders must determine what the supply chain encompasses. Just as you can't manage what you don't measure, you can't plan and execute what you have not clearly defined. Hence, it is important to articulate the overall purpose, its scope, and components of a supply chain. So, the supply chain comprises of the flow of all information, its products, materials, and funds between different stages of creating and selling a product to the end user. The concept of the supply chain comes from an operational management perspective. Every step in the process, including creating a good or service, manufacturing it, transporting it to a place of sale, and selling it. It is a part of company's supply chain. The supply chain includes all functions involved in receiving and filling a customer request. These functions include product development, marketing, operations, distribution, finance, customer service, etc. Now, supply chain management is an important process for most companies and involves many links at large corporations. For these reasons, supply chain management requires a lot of skill and expertise to maintain. While many people believe in logistics or the transportation of goods to be the synonymous with supply chain, it is only one part of the equation. The supply chain involves the coordination of how and when products are manufactured along with the how they are transported. The primary concerns of supply chain management are the cost of materials and effective product delivery. Proper supply chain management can reduce consumer costs and increase profit for manufacturers. What's the definitions of supply chain management? Can we define it properly? Well, the supply chain management is the management of flow of goods and services and includes all processes that transform raw materials into final products. It involves the active streamlining of a business's supply side activities to maximize the customer value and gain a competitive advantage in the marketplace. There are many scopes of a supply chain since the stake for the different players is extremely high, making it imperative for the partners, including suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, and customers, behave as if they are part of the same company. The scope of supply chain management is vast. This way only they can enhance the performance significantly across the chain. This imply defines the scope of supply chain management, which has to monitor and control the activities right from customer to supplier. Principles of supply chain management to define its scope: customer management, process integrations, leveraging manufacturing and sourcing, strategic alliances and relationship management, etc. Throw enough light on the length of wide supply chain management's domain. And the scope of supply chain management also viewed in India. According to the management experts, there is a lot of scope for supply chain management in India. Due to increasing uncertainty of supply networks, globalization of business, proliferations of product variety, and shortening of product life cycles, personalized content and services for customers add to the cost. Now the question why the supply chain management is needed. It is important because it increases competitiveness and customer satisfaction. In this day and age, SCM plays an integral part of firm's process, efficiently running the supply chain's flow that allows the firms to quickly deliver products to the end user for a low cost. It is well known that supply chain management is an integral part of most business and is essential for the company's success to customer satisfaction. It can boost the customer service, reduce the operating cost, improve the financial positions. They're having some societal roles of supply chain management. It improves the quality of life. And lastly, it can say the protect cultural freedom and development and many more. Well, I just gave a overview what a supply chain management is. That's it for today. We will gradually discuss the more and more about the supply chain management, and I will try to open up the and clear your concept what I have at least what is supply chain management and why it is needed and why the industry are very much crazy about to maintain a proper supply chain of their own. And surprisingly, you may find out at the last a very good news that the coming recessional scenarios can also be overcome using the proper management of their own supply chain. Thanks all.